In the passenger seat, school teacher, community independent candidate for Hume, Penny Ackery. How you doing, Penny?
Very well, Daniel.
We're actually in Goulburn at the moment. There's these community groups popping up everywhere, and there's one in Hume.
Yes, and it's a really active one. We've been active actually from about the beginning of 2020 when we started talking to the community about what they wanted from their leadership, what they wanted from their community, changed, preserved, made better. I'm from the community. I've lived in the community for around 30 years.
Just mention the reason that you're in the passenger seat is because you've hurt your arm and you're unable to drive. We are here at the Tesla charging station here in Goulburn. I actually know that Angus Taylor's office is only a couple hundred meters from here, so we're actually going to do a little drive-by of Angus's office to see how close he is to the charging station.
Absolutely, like if you had a long cord, he could charge his Tesla if he had one.
He actually said last year that he would never drive an electric vehicle. The excuse he gave is because he had to do long distances. I've done 2,000 kilometres in 2 days in this vehicle. I don't think Angus has any excuses anymore.
Especially when the kind of vehicle he has puts out a huge amount of emissions, whereas driving the same amount around an electorate in this car will make no emissions. And we do know that the emissions from cars kill more people actually than car accidents do. So that's an astounding figure, and one we all need to think about.
Absolutely. And the Tesla charging station's been there for a couple of years now.
Yeah, it's been there for several years. It may even have been the first one in Australia. And it was put there because the Goulburn group, which is a community-based group in wanting for renewable energies, decided that they would put in a bid for it, and so it was through their auspices that we actually ended up getting the Tesla charging station here, which has been a boon for lots of cafes around the place and for tourism in general in Goulburn, I believe.
Coming up now to Angus Taylor's office, it's literally only a couple hundred metres from the charging station. Not sure if he's in today.
He's very close. Look, how long did it take us? Hardly a minute to drive.
Yeah. One of the really big wind turbines can actually generate enough energy to power around 20,000 electric vehicles.
That's right. So it's great for the people that have the EVs. It's renewable energy, and it's a real win for our farmers out here. One of our farmers has said publicly, and was at a forum that I hosted, that without the turbines or the promise of turbines going onto his land, he would have had to walk off the land during that drought from a few years ago. They talked to the farmers and they rented his land, I guess, and started paying him even before they'd actually constructed the turbines, which are up and running now. That's the income that allowed him and his family farm, been in the family for generations, to stay and to continue farming.
It's a regular income which gives farmers security. There's not those ups and downs that come with having a good season or a bad season.
That's exactly right, and it's really important when we know that droughts are going to be a little bit more regular, and the last one is horrific, and farmers were walking off the land or just devastated, and they're still recovering, a lot of them. But with an income, the steady income you can still continue to farm is just a bonus.
Pretty amazing driving past these wind turbines, massive wind turbines in an electric vehicle. Really feel like, the future is here.
Absolutely, it does, doesn't it?
It's quite ironic that we're in the electorate of the Minister for Energy and Emissions Reduction, who has resisted the transition to renewable energy for so long, but literally 15 minutes out of town, and we have these massive wind turbines generating just incredible amount of energy. There's also some large solar projects that are going on.
Yeah, it was amazing. Right out west around Dubbo area, they found during the drought they have huge solar arrays on their land, and they can still run their sheep underneath. But what they found in the drought, overnight there'd often be condensation gather on the panels, which would drip and allow grass to grow between the panels, which allowed the sheep to get some feed. There are interesting wins that you get along the way, I think, when you make a change.
Thanks very much for coming for a drive today, Penny. I've really enjoyed the conversation, and it was amazing to see those massive wind turbines just churning out incredible amounts of energy here in Hume. And I just wanted to wish you all the best for the campaign leading up to the election.
Thank you very much, Daniel. It's been really exciting to be in a Tesla, and to feel the power. And it's always a pleasure to show people the wind turbines because they are so specky and they are doing such a lot for our energy and reducing our emissions, and I think we all need to be on board with them. So thanks for coming and agreeing to come up to the Crookwell area. Thank you.
No worries, my pleasure.